Hello and welcome to my review of the new romantic thriller, The Adjustment Bureau, starring Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, and Terrence Stamp. This movie centers on an up-and-coming politician, played by Matt Damon, who meets the girl of his dreams, a ballerina, played by Emily Blunt. Seems like they're destined to be together, but in reality, it's anything but. Damon, by circumstance, discovers this mysterious group called the Adjustment Bureau. And what these guys do is they basically control the world's plan to make sure the human race doesn't fall into chaos. And Damon and Blunt being together, that's going off plan. So Damon wages a war against the masters of fate to be with the girl that he believes he truly loves. Man, it was so refreshing to see a movie like this in a year that's so far been just a drab slate of generic crap. This is a fantastic, thought-provoking movie that is one of the best mixes of romance and thriller that I've seen in a long time. Let's start out with the performances, which is the main reason why this movie works. Matt Damon and Emily Blunt are both pretty good on their own, but together they just crackle. Their chemistry it's instant and it's fantastic. And the main reason this movie works is because despite the fact that before the Adjustment Bureau shows up, they have very few scenes together, you're rooting for them to be together because you see the chemistry, you see their relationship going further, and they're such a good romantic couple that it makes the whole movie feel like you're really rooting for something. It's one of the more convincing star-crossed lovers type stories that I've seen in a modern film. But the other main aspect of this movie that's really great, besides the story, which I'll get into in a second, is that they made the Adjustment Bureau real characters. They're not just villains, they're not one-note people that just control fate. They're characters, and they're flawed and imperfect. The two people I'm talking about here, or the two ones that main examples, are John Sattery and Anthony Mackie, who are both questioning their role in the universe in various ways. Anthony Mackie represents a new rookie who's just got on the job, and following Damon is his first big assignment. And he's wrestling with the dilemma of, is messing with fate the right thing to do? And John Sattery, who's from Mad Men, plays an older, more veteran of this job, who you can also see is struggling with it, but in a much more subtle way. And we also have Terrence Stamp, who plays the leader badass of the Adjustment Bureau. And while he's easily the most into his job, you can definitely even see in him a little bit of a struggle. This movie is directed by George Nifal, who is a first-time director, but he's written some of the Bourne movies, I believe. And he's taken that and created a great sense of paranoia. There are some scenes where the Adjustment Bureau is using fate to mess with Damon, and everything is a threat. And you're just on the edge of your seat knowing that something could just strike at any second. There's one great scene like that in particular, where the Adjustment Bureau is trying to stop Damon from getting to Emily Blunt's dance show, and it is just wonderful. The way the action escalates, the way they mess with fate, and the way he gets the best of them and they get the best of him. It's just a great cat and mouse scene. And there's a moment in this film that made me jump more than any horror movie in recent years. And this is just a great story as well. It raises some good questions of fate versus free will, and it's also a really solid love story. One very minor issue with this film, and that is this movie takes some pretty big time jumps at points, and they feel a little jarring, and some of the things that happen in these time jumps could have been better explained or just shown on screen, but that's really not a big deal. Overall, this is easily the best movie I've seen in this young year. It's just good storytelling altogether. It's a great mix of romance and a thriller, and even a little sci-fi. So if you're into that, definitely check this out. I give this a 3.5 stars out of 4. Didn't quite nail the climax, and there could have been, like I said, there was some moments where it felt incoherent, but it's a great movie, and I highly recommend you check it out. If you like this review, subscribe to my channel, because there'll be plenty more videos coming up.